Now, I would like to address our guest of honor, Mr. V.K. Subbaraj, IAS. Presently, he is a Chief Secretary to Government of India, Pharmaceutical Department. He is a great boon to our country. His contribution to our nation, I know him personally. He is a workaholic. He has tirelessly, for the country's development, night and day he has been working, and he has held several posts like Collector, Fisheries Department, Labor Commissioner, Fertilizers, AIDS Control, Charcoal, Minerals, and as a Health Secretary, he has contributed to the state of Tamil Nadu to the great extent. During his tenure as a Health Secretary, he had introduced 108 free ambulance service to all. Till this date, it is working. Definitely, it requires an applause. Apart from that, several institutions and medical colleges he opened, and besides, he is always carrying the poor and needy. He has introduced 1 lakh rupees free cashless scheme for the poor and needy, and the hospital has to get empanelment. Regarding this, I had approached to him, putting forth that the technology is what we are using is FDA approved, and patients do not have to undergo surgical intervention. So he did a deep scrutiny, and then ultimately, we got the empanelment, and as a recognized hospital. Sir, you would be pleased to know that you are giving the approval. We treated 1,000 patients free of cost, and labor class, with surgery, they wouldn't have been able to do hard work. This has given us a good name and fame, and within the state, neighboring states like Assam, Bihar, and Orissa, patients started coming. Not only that, sir, our name had reached to the neighboring countries like Muscat, Dubai, Iran, Iraq, Bangladesh, and so on. And quite recently, you will be pleased also to know, we started getting from America as well as from Australia. Sir, by God's grace, we have crossed more than 10,000 patients without surgical intervention. It's also important for me, and I have pleasure to talk about my colleague, Dr. Hisamuddin Papa. He's a renowned pulmonologist. He's a director of Huma Hospital Specialties Private Limited and Research Institute. The word research, he has dedicated himself for the research work to eradicate TB. And he has been appointed as brand ambassador. He's traveling all the time across the nation in order to contribute to eradicate TB. He also requires a great applause. This was recently recognized by our governor, and he's a recipient of Best Doctor Award. I'm very delighted. The dignitaries who are seated, mostly I used to be on the other side watching them speak. This is the first time I get the opportunity to sit beside them, and it's pleasure indeed. I'll cherish for a long moment. Now, what is Oxymed? The concept of Oxymed. Oxymed is basically alternatives to intervention. The word alternatives is always, there is a misconcept. It's unproven, non-scientific, may lead to complications. It is not. World over, there has been successfully research going on how to combat cardiovascular disease and other degenerative condition without the patient has to undergo surgical intervention. So, surgery, is it compatible to all? Absolutely not. There are people with hyperglycemic condition, hyperlipidemic condition, hormonal imbalance, dilated cardiomyopathy, low ejection fraction, infections. These are the conditions the surgeons
Mr. Shellappa, film director, to come up onto the stage and receive the first patient ID card. Mr. Shellappa would like to say a few words as well.
நம் அனைவர் மீதும் எல்லாம் வல்ல அல்லாவின் நல்லருள் உண்டாகட்டும், சாந்தியும் சமாதானம் உண்டாவதாக. அஸ்ஸலாமு அலைக்கும். மரியாதைக்குரிய ஹெல்த் செக்ரட்டரி வி.கே. சுப்ராஜ் சார் அவர்களே, மற்றும் மேடையில் உள்ள பெரியோர்களே, சான்றோர்களே, நான் திரைப்பட இயக்குனர். ஒரு படத்தை இயக்கி கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது பாதியில் அது நின்று விட்டது. மனவேதனையில் எனக்கு ஒரு சிறிய ஹார்ட் அட்டாக் வந்தது. அதை நான் ஒரு பெரிய ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் அட்மிட் பண்ணி ஆப்ரேஷனுங்கிற லெவலுக்கு சொன்னாங்க. அப்புறம் என்னுடைய குரு ஏவிஎம் முருகன் சார் அவர்கள் என்னை அழைத்து வந்து ஆக்ஸ்மெட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் அட்மிட் பண்ணி இன்று நான் மிகவும் சிறப்பாக 5 வருடம் நலமாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறேன் என்பதை தெரிவித்துக்கொண்டு, இதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தும் ஆக்ஸ்மெட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் டாக்டர் அயாஸ் அக்பர் அவர்களுக்கு பல்லாண்டு அவர்கள் வாழ்ந்து பல பேரை இதய நோய்களை குணப்படுத்துமாறு கேட்டுக்கொண்டு விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
I call Mr. Muthu to receive the second ID card, please. I call Mr. Narayanan to please receive the third ID card. I now request Padma Shri M. Rafiq Ahmed to present his chief guest address.
Dr. Akbar, Dr. Papa, and distinguished doctors and staff working in Oxymed hospitals, and distinguished participants who have come and assembled here for today's inauguration function. Let me first of all congratulate Dr. Akbar and his team for the excellent work they are doing in taking care of the patients all over the world. In Tamil Nadu, the treatment procedure, first they brought a new treatment procedure called EECP a few years back, I think 7-8 years back. When the new treatment system came, I think that system was made popular by Dr. Akbar and his team. The treatment is new to India, but it has been there followed elsewhere in other countries, even in America, European countries. When the treatment came, a lot of apprehensions were there. People were not believing that heart treatment could be made without surgical intervention. Because all over, in all the major hospitals, heart treatment means surgery, angioplasty, angiogram, then angioplasty, then bypass surgery, surgical intervention, again after some years, again surgical intervention. Like that, that has been the pattern. All on a sudden, one doctor comes and says that there is no need for surgical intervention. How is it possible? Nobody believed that this is possible. But today they got testimony. More than 10,000 patients they have treated all over the world. I have seen people coming from Iran, Iraq, Muscat, all over Middle East, and from all over the countries to get treatment in Oxymed hospitals in Chennai. That is the proof. When a new technology comes, people will have apprehensions. I think that new technology has now come to
he has made a presentation to the diabetic center. The dean was saying how they were thrilled by the cure he can give for the diabetic amputation and other things, alternate to that for treatments. And they were really thrilled, and they started to work along with IAS in this new way of treatments. So there are so many things which we are, in India, we, over the years, because I don't know why, we've forgotten all the alternate treatments, alternate medicines. We never followed Unani, we never followed Siddha, we never followed any other homeopathy or anything. Today, the world still exists, and people are following it. And we are the one who has forgotten, who created Ayurveda, but the most practice of Ayurveda is done outside India than in India itself. Because we people feel that the allopathy is the only way of treatment, fast, quick, and then get out of it. But you don't get out of that. You are there, you have to come back. The doctor says after 12 days, this medicine I gave had an effect on your kidney, so I had to start treating your kidney now because of my medicine which I gave it to you. This is the kind of a thing which we hear on regularly now. So we must stop and think differently, and for that, what IAS has brought, the launch of the Oxymed Hospital Research Institute, is really something which is a gift to us, and we should make use of it. Recently, I went to China with, I had one in my office, a senior executive also accompanied me. He suddenly had in the night a severe headache, the migraine headache, but it was very severe. And this guy forgot to bring his medicine also. So he has to be taken to a hospital there in Dongguan town in China in the early hours, in the early morning. And he was hospitalized. Then they found out it is not allopathy hospital, but it is a totally Chinese medicines. And so he stayed for one day. They gave him the Chinese medicines. From that day from today, he is not leaving. He is continuing that Chinese medicine. He never got that bout of migraine headache at all. He says that all these days I was taking the allopathic medicine to prevent that, something to save my stomach and other ulcers. I had to take another medicine. I was suffering. But here, accidentally, it has happened. But now I am so fine. He is bringing all this medicine, regularly is taking, and no other thing happened. So we can see that in a country like China, 80% of the people follow the Chinese medicines, alternate medicines. In India only, because of the commercially exploited these medical companies, we have turned us into this allopathic. We have forgotten all other things, and we also don't have patience. We go there, take a medicine, come back, and have to be treated. In my place in Ambur, the patient goes to the doctor and says, I should be cured in 1 day. So what does that do? I was told, I had a report that a lot of steroids are given to the patient. Otherwise, I called a doctor and asked him, what are you doing? Why are you doing? What can I do? If I don't give it, he will go to the other doctor. He will give the steroid and he will get cured. In the end, see, these are the things which is happening in the reality, in the ground level. We have to stop this. Had to have a chance today. We have an alternates here. So good. What we have seen is a very natural cure. It is an oxygen which we have to take it naturally, which we don't have it so much here. The clean air is not there. We have destroyed the air and then we are suffering, which is these alternate medicines which is coming here has to be adopted. I still feel that IAS along with Dr. Papa has done a wonderful job in creating this facility and also opening the new facility for the cardiac and all kind of disease. When I saw the video, I was really astonished to see how many people in